Hello students. So in this video, we will be dealing with the reasons for the downward slope of the demand curve, or why does the demand curve slope from left to right downwards. Okay, so this is the second part of your demand chapter. The first part is already given in the channel. You can see there if you have not watched the video, and this is the second part. So the reasons for the downward slope of the demand curve are income effect, substitution effect, several uses of the product, large number of consumers, and the most important one is diminishing marginal utility, which is also called as DMU. See, diminishing marginal utility, if we take these three terms together, if I break the first term, that is called diminishing means decreasing, and marginal utility, whenever there is addition to something, your utility level goes down. So this is what diminishing marginal utility tells us, that the amount of the satisfaction that is provided by the consumption of every additional unit of a good, it decreases, and that is why your demand curve slope downwards from left to right, as you can see on the screen. Second important effect of your downward slope of the demand curve is income effect. See, income effect is the relationship of the quantity demanded with the income of the consumer. So, as the income increases, what will be the effect on its demand? Now, here, income is having the effect based on the types of product. Like we have three categories of product: inferior goods, normal goods, and luxurious good. For normal and luxurious good, the income will always have a direct relationship. Direct relationship means when the income of the consumer increases, the demand for normal goods and the demand for luxury goods, it will increase. But for inferior good means I'm talking about the low quality products like jowar, bajra. These are all inferior type of goods. Okay, for this, when the income of the consumer increases, the demand for such type of products will definitely decrease. Third effect is your substitution effect. So I have shown this through this curve, and in this curve you can see when the price is decreasing. This is for two different commodities I'm talking here, A and B. So when the price of commodity A decreases, it will increase its demand, but it will also have the effect on the another commodities demand as well. Okay, like tea and coffee, we can take example. So if the prices of tea increases, the demand for coffee will automatically increase because it's a cross demand substitute. Okay, that is called substitution effect. Price effect, if we talk, price effect is always your income effect plus substitution effect. Income effect is when there is a relationship between income of the consumer and the quantity demanded, and substitution effect is always when there are substitute goods available and then the consumer fluctuates his demand. Next, we have number of consumers. So when there is an increase in the number of consumers, then there will be an increase in demand as well. Okay, so more the number of consumers, more will be the demand. And if less number of consumers, less will be the demand. So these are your brief exceptions to the law of demand: price expectations, type of the goods, substitute or the complementary one, then change in taste and fashion, change in income, and emergency. These five are actually important ones. This is the new head, the exceptions to the law of demand. Exceptions to the law of demand simply means the areas or the situations where your law of demand does not work. And law of demand, we all know, it says that when the price of a commodity increases, the quantity demanded for that particular commodity will decrease, and vice versa situation. So what are the situations where this law of demand will not work? So basically we are discussing here five main types, which are the exceptions to the law of demand, although I'll be telling you one or two more. So the first one is your price expectation. Like if consumers are expecting a rise in the future, so maybe their demand today will be increased a lot. And if they expect a fall in future price, then maybe their demand will fall today, as they will expect that tomorrow when the price goes down, they will be demanding more. Okay, so these are the exceptions. A brief one: Giffen goods, Veblen goods, future price changes, then ignorance of the consumers. They are least bothered. Like if I am more closer to a shop where I'm getting good which is of high price, I may buy that because I find it more closer to my house. So instead of going far away, I prefer buying the goods from there. Although I know that the commodity is high priced there and I could get less priced commodity, but because the shop is near to my house, I am more preferable to that. So let's talk about Giffen goods. Giffen goods, it's a type of inferior good only, and here also the demand will show the reverse relationship what a law of demand says. Okay, so it has a direct relationship between price and the quantity. So Giffen goods are those goods whose demand curve does not meet with the first demand rule, and the demand rule is the price and the quantity, they go inversely. These are some types of Giffen goods. Now we have snob appeal. Articles of snob appeal. Articles of snob appeal, or I can also say in the simple language, it's luxurious goods. This high class product is exclusive. If you purchase it, you will feel and look high class as well. Okay? So here in this particular picture we can see shades displayed on the screen, and on the screen as well this is written that if you purchase such type of glasses you will be looking glamorous, and for this, for maintaining that high standard living, people will be more demanding such type of things just for the luxurious output and just for the standard, maintaining the standard in the high class. Then we have expectation of the price change in future. So as I told you that when the consumer expect the price of a commodity is likely to further increase in the future, if he expect a rise in the future prices, then he will buy more today. Okay, because he wants to escape from that high burden tomorrow, so he will purchase more today. On the other hand, if he expect a fall in the future prices, then he will postpone his purchase today because he will feel that tomorrow I'll get it in less prices, so I would prefer buying it tomorrow only. Fourth, we have ignorance. People are misconceived as high priced commodities are better. This is very basic human tendency where humans always think that if they are purchasing high priced product that is of better quality than those which are available at a little cheaper rate. So this is also a type of ignorance of the consumer. Then emergencies. During emergencies like war, natural calamity, flood, drought, earthquake, here also your law of demand will be ineffective, it won't work. Change in fashion and taste and preferences. So if the fashion, the trends, they change, people will never follow the law of demand. The consumer tends to buy those commodities which are in the market, in the trend these days. Then bandwagon effect. This is the most common type of exceptions to the law of demand. And in this bandwagon effect, the consumer tries to purchase those commodities which are bought by his friends, relatives, or neighbors. I can also say that bandwagon effect means demonstration effect, where he is more influenced by the behavior of others. So these were your exceptions to the law of demand, means the area where law of demand will not apply. Now we have movement along the demand curve and the shift of the demand curve. So movement of the demand curve, it will only occur when the price of the commodity changes. So I can say that movement along the demand curve is only related with the price and the quantity demanded. Whereas if we talk about shift, so other than the price, whatever the left determinants of demand are, like changes in the price of other commodities, changes in the taste, population changes, income, prices of the substitute and complementary goods, or expectations about future conditions and prices, then we will say that the demand curve will see shift. You can see on the screen demand, increase in demand means the curve will go rightwards. So remember this, whenever there is a right shift, that means it is increase, and whenever there is left shift, there is decrease. Whereas if we talk about movement, movement along the demand curve, it is also of two types, contraction and expansion. Contraction means less, and therefore contraction means when the price increases, your quantity decreases. Whereas expansion means when your price decreases and your quantity increases. Let's talk about elasticity of demand now. So elasticity of demand will always tell you about the changes in the quantity demand due to the changes in price of a particular commodity. So elasticity of demand, it will always be calculated in terms of percentage. Therefore, elasticity of demand says that it is a percentage change in quantity demand due to the percentage change in price. Elasticity of demand is studied as three types: price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand, and cross elasticity of demand. These are the three types of elasticity of demand. The first one is price elasticity of demand, and this tells us what is the degree of change in demand due to the changes in the price. This is what price elasticity of demand tells us. Because see, price elasticity, so elasticity of demand means how much changes demand will have due to the changes in price, because price is written, so it is due to the change in the price. The formula is percentage change in quantity demand upon percentage change in price, which can further be written as change in quantity demanded upon initial quantity multiplied by 100. We are taking multiplied by 100 because we are taking multiplied by 100 because we are taking as percentage, and the second one is your change in price upon initial price into 100, again 100 because we are taking percentage. Further, at last you can see that price elasticity of demand equals to change in quantity demand upon change in price multiplied by original price upon quantity, the original quantity. So you can use this shortcut formula if you are able to use it. There are 5 degrees of price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity, I have told you, the changes in quantity demand due to the changes in the price. And there are 5 degrees of price elasticity. The first one is perfectly elastic, which tells us that the price remains constant, and if there is a little increase or decrease or change in price, then the output will be showing indefinite effects, and that is why here your price elasticity of demand equals to infinity. Then second one is your perfectly inelastic demand. This is just opposite to the first one. Here your demand is constant. That is why your price elasticity demand equals to 0, and there will be fluctuations in the prices. Here we can take example of necessity goods like medicines. No matter how much the price is charged for the medicines, if they are necessary, you will be taking it. Third one is your unitary elastic, which says that price elasticity of demand equals to 1 Whatever the changes price will show us, the same changes will be seen in quantity demanded. The fourth one is relatively elastic, which tells us that the price change in price is greater than what changes will be occurred in quantity demanded. Therefore, your price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. And the last one is relatively inelastic, which is just opposite to the fourth one. Here there will be more changes in the price and less changes in the quantity. So relatively elastic, more changes in the quantity, less changes in the price, but relatively inelastic, more changes in the price, but less changes in the quantity. Second type of category. Okay, before starting your second type of category, we have measurement of price elasticity. So you have three basic methods: percentage or proportionate method, geometric or point method, and arc method. Out of these three, percentage and geometric are important ones. Percentage method, the same formula will be used: percentage change in quantity demand upon percentage change in price. And for geometric method, you have to remember this diagram. The formula says that the point which are above the line segment divided by the points below the line segment. These are the factors which affect the elasticity of demand, like nature of the product, availability of close substitute. So if there is more number of substitute available, the commodity will be more elastic. See, elastic means which shows a lot of fluctuations, and inelastic which shows less fluctuations. Next category we have income elasticity of demand, which says us the percentage change in quantity demand due to the percentage change in income. The formula will be same as we have done for price. If we talk about types of income elasticity, the first one is positive, where the quantity demand will increase as your income increases. Like in case of normal goods, if the consumer is earning more, that means he will spend more. Second type of after positive is negative, where quantity demand decreases as your income increases, like inferior goods. And the third category is zero, where there is no changes in the quantity demand for any product due to the changes in the income, like inexpensive essential goods. Third category, we have cross price elasticity of demand, and here cross price elasticity is given. So cross elasticity means when one commodity is related with the another commodity. So we are taking here two commodities, commodity A and commodity B. So percentage change in quantity of commodity A due to percentage change in price of commodity B. We can take here two types of goods, substitute and complementary. Both will be valid for cross elasticity. Changes in the demand of coffee due to the changes in the price of the tea and coffee, both examples I have taken. So that is cross elasticity. It is again of three types: substitute, complementary, and unrelated. Substitute, when the price of one commodity increases and due to that the demand for another commodity. You can see in the graph price of X along the y-axis, and along the x-axis we have demand for y. So when price of X increases, the demand for y also increases. Secondly, we have complementary goods, which shows the inverse relationship. Here price of X increases, due to this the demand for Y decreases, like car and petrol. If people are using less number of cars, then the demand for petrol will also fall. And unrelated goods, which has no effect of the changes of the price of X on the demand of Y. In the next video, we will be discussing about the consumer's behavior. That is your chapter number 3. So keep watching the videos. Thank you.